So hey guys, and welcome back to Born Traveller, and welcome to Chiang Mai in Thailand. Okay, let's get started. Right, when it comes to accommodation, surprisingly I would actually recommend getting a hotel here in Thailand, especially in Chiang Mai. Apartments, because there's so many digital nomads, yes, the rivals, the budget nomads, they're ones that spend too much money and lose it all and end up going home broke. They all get their apartments here and the Airbnb is really inflated. But there are still some really cheap hotels. And the reason I get a hotel is because it's so cheap to eat out and food is everywhere. There's no real need to cook for yourself. Just find a cheap budget hotel or hostel. That's going to cost you between $34 a week for a hostel to around $90 a week. Now I'm paying quite a lot, $90 a week, which works out as obviously $360 a month. But the service I get here is fantastic. It's a big room, I've got a big desk, the Wi-Fi works, I get free water every day, the room's cleaned every day, it's fantastic. And in the area I am, I've got everything I need, including laundry and food, right on my doorstep. Now normally I don't actually recommend specific places, but I have to say in Chiang Mai, if you're coming, come to this place. This is one I stopped in, Wee Breezer, fantastic, $90 a week. The service is fantastic. They've got a small gym, it's not much, but they have a small gym and they do have a swimming pool. Breakfast is 100 baht, which is pretty expensive actually. That's the only downside of this pretty hotel. But I say you get free water every day and it is very, very good location and value. So this is the swimming pool actually they've got, which is fantastic. I say this is $90 a week and you get a swimming pool. And just here there is a little gym. It's not very good to be honest. You can see there's an exercise machine, there's a little bench that you could use. I don't think there's any weights unfortunately, but it's not great. As you can see, I've got a big bed, it's got air conditioning, it's got a sofa, we've got a TV, we've got a big wardrobe here that you can keep everything in, and more importantly we've got a big desk where we can do work. As a budget nomad, this is where you make your money. That's where I make money. I teach online, I work here for 8 hours a day and I make my money. We've got a fridge so you can keep all your fruits, and like I say, you can't cook, but you know, like I say, the hot water downstairs, and you know, you can keep milk and stuff in there for coffee. So the bathroom is pretty simple. There's nothing too amazing about it, but it's clean, it's simple. You've got a hot shower, Western toilet and a sink. You've got everything you need really. There's nothing in here that's missing. Let's talk about laundry, cleaning your washing. Well, actually it's very easy here in Chiang Mai. Everywhere you see, there's just these stalls. You'll see these washing machines just out on the side of the road. They take like 10 to 12 kilos of washing, so you can do all your washing in one go. So I'd recommend just stacking it up. This is actually my washing actually. She's taking it out because obviously it looks like some other people have come. What I would do is buy yourself one of these Forever 8 bags. You can buy the washing powder here and the softener, and it costs 20 baht, which is less than $1, and you do all your washing in one go. One of the great things about Chiang Mai is you can come to these markets. They've got loads of fruit and veg. It's very cheap and very delicious. You know, there's just all different types of onions and things. Everything you can cook with. So if you get an apartment, you know, then you can cook if you want to. If you want to live here long term, there's lemons, oranges, potatoes. You can get everything really you need. My personal preference is in Chiang Mai, get a hotel, just eat out, just eat at the night markets. They're much cheaper. It's actually a bit of a pain in the arse to cook in Thailand. If you want Thai food, there's so many ingredients you need. It's actually quite laboursome. Just let the locals to do it. It's much easier and cheaper. But if you want to, there's fresh fish and stuff you can get, and you can cook yourself, so it's fantastic. Look at these vegetables, they are lovely. It's very delicious. Very, very good. This is lunch. We've got pad thai chicken. It's quite nice. And iced coffee. So the total amount of this is 210 baht, which works out about $6. So it's still not the cheapest, but you know, for where you are, it's not bad really. So these are the kind of little eateries you can get, like local Thai food. They cost between 30 and 50 baht. They're really not expensive. Oh, actually, they're slightly more expensive here. They're like 80, but most of the time you see these places are like 30 to 50 baht in most places. Very good food, very delicious. Just be careful of the chili. Sometimes the chili can be quite overpowering. One of the great things here in Thailand is if you bring your own bottle, you can fill it with water. It's the same in Malaysia as well. They cost next to nothing to fill up, and obviously you can save the planet if you want to. But yeah, really, really good. Obviously it's clean and they're everywhere. You can see these everywhere. Start off here, we've got like tacos and things like that. You can get Mexican food. And then we walk over here, there's some more kind of seafood. Well, Chinese, more, I'm not sure, Chinese kind of Thai style. Some more Thai food here. And then we've got dumplings from Yunnan province, which is southern part of China. So you've got loads here. Then we've got like the traditional kind of what you see in most of the Thai market. But look how good the quality, it's fantastic. You've got barbecue rib, look at this, barbecue rib. 180, which is around, sorry, 150 non-spicy, that's about $5 for a rack of ribs. Some kind of Chinese style here, spring rolls, fabulous fish here, amazing. And then you can see it all around here. You could spend like $20–30 just literally eating all of this. They've got lots of activities here in Chiang Mai, from massages to gun ranges to elephant sanctuaries, to what else we got here? Thai cooking, I think I've already mentioned that. Yeah, zip lining. You know, there's a lot to do. There's some temples you can go to. You can go to Pi to go to the mountains. You can go jungle trekking, zip lining, cooking classes, Thai boxing. So for any budget nomad, this is where you shop. 7-Eleven. You can get everything here. You get your SIM cards, you can get your phones, you get everything you need from this one place. Cheap breakfast, they'll do like little toasties. You can get coffee here very cheap. Everything's really, really good, good value. Open from 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock, open all the time. So from the bus station, the only ATM I can find around here is this one. Now I'm not sure what that says. I think it's just run out of cash. I think it is still working. So it's, yeah, it's right opposite here. It's basically a 7-Eleven. So the one thing also you need to know about ATMs is they're very expensive. They're really, really not cheap. So you really must make sure that you take out as much cash as you can. I would recommend taking out 20,000 baht, which is nearly $600, because they charge you between $10 and $15 per transaction. Do not underestimate how much it costs you. Ideally in Thailand, bring like US dollars cash as much as you need, or like I say, take $500 or $600 out as you need it. Let's talk about internet. Okay, this is the company really you want to base yourself with here in Thailand. AIS 5G, they're the best. I've used different ones, but this one, AIG, is brilliant. For 1,000 baht, which is around $30, which does seem a lot, but you get unlimited internet at 10 megabytes a second and it never drops. The other deals they do is a bit dodgy. I would definitely recommend getting a 5G phone nowadays, because it really does make a difference on the speed, especially if you're working online. 5G phones are $250, so that's pretty cheap. So when it comes to health and medicine, there's lots of drugstores. The biggest one's Watson's. They have all the kind of Western stuff that you want. The local drugstore is pretty good. Most of the pharmacists speak some English, which is pretty good. And you can pretty much get any medicines or any antibiotics straight over the counter. There's not that much regulation here. So just go to the local pharmacy, Google it, whatever you need, go in there and you can buy it. Prices are not the cheapest anymore, but they're still pretty reasonable compared to the rest of the world. So medicine here is pretty reasonable. If you've been traveling a long time and you do have any health issues, I definitely would recommend seeing a doctor in Thailand. They're very cheap, very professional. Dentistry as well, all those kind of things are very easy to access. They all speak English, and the medical care in this country is pretty good. One of the other things you can do that's pretty cheap here, you can go to one of the traveller clinics in Bangkok and you get all your vaccinations, which I plan to do to top myself up the rest of the world, like my yellow fever. So that's another thing I recommend while you're here in Thailand, get done, get your jabs done. So when it comes to transport, there's various ways. You can get one of these tuk-tuks, there are buses, there are air-conditioned taxis, which I think one of these is somehow. But the way I would go is either by motorbike grab or taxi grab. They are the cheapest. As a budget nomad, really, you should be taking these if you've got time. I work a lot, so it's quite hard. You need to take these. These are like 10 to get around the city. They're about 10 baht. Really, really cheap. The one I wouldn't recommend is these guys, because to be honest, it's an adventure to go in a tuk-tuk if you've never done it, but just do it once, probably don't do it again, because they're quite expensive and they will rip you off. So here's my chariot. This is the guy, this is Grab. Now sometimes they have helmets, sometimes they don't. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification button, and I'll see you next time.